Loving you is easy.
Peace, real music lovers. This is Wayna, and you are logged on to thisisrealmusic.com.
Is all you wanna do. Loving you is more than just a dream come true. And everything that I
We're here with Wayna, Grammy nominated. We're gonna just jump headfirst into this. How'd you get into singing?
Well, I started when I was about 9 years old, performing in school productions and in the chorus at school and in the gospel choir. And I did it sporadically throughout junior high and high school. And then when I got to college, I joined the gospel choir at the University of North Carolina. And that's when I really kind of was introduced to the power of music in terms of spreading messages and really inspiring people. And that really moved me and made me want to become a songwriter and a singer.
Who were some of your influences?
Early on, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder. Later on, as I kind of matured in my selection, Minnie Riperton, Denise Williams, Roberta Flack, and modern day artists, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, Eric Clapton.
So we had the first album, Moment of Clarity, Volume 1, and now we're at Higher Ground.
Yes.
What inspired this album?
Oh gosh, well, a lot of things. I had been doing a lot of traveling and performing, promoting the first project, and had encountered so many different people and so many interesting stories that I wanted to try to tell. And I was working with so many amazing producers that were bringing me material that each had its own presence and feeling, and I wanted to try to match that with a personal experience or an experience I had heard about or read about or had seen firsthand, and to try to, create the synergy with the story and the song. So it was a number of different things, from newspaper articles to television episodes. There's one song that was inspired by an episode of Sex and the City, another that was inspired by the Sean Bell case, and a number of things that sort of provoked me to want to express myself in the form of a song, and I just put all of those together and came together as an album.
What's your favorite track on the album and why?
By far my favorite track is number 12, Home, which is about 3 different people who would otherwise not have anything in common on the surface, but each one of them is going through a separate circumstance that creates the same emotion of longing for a place where they belong, a place like home. The first verse is about a homeless person who's longing to be in a literal home. The second verse is about an Ethiopian immigrant who longs to go back to her native country. And the third verse is about an Iraqi soldier who is longing to come back to the States, to his family here. So it was challenging to me to first try to tell each of these stories in one song, but then also to try to communicate the same emotion with the depth of each of their situations, and to try to connect it in a way that people would relate to a person they may not think that they have something in common with. So that's kind of, I guess, my goal as a writer and as an artist in general, is to try to eliminate the barriers, the artificial and self-imposed barriers that we keep around us and that separate us from other people. So it was a chance to kind of show that we have more in common than we are different.
First and foremost, congratulations on your Grammy nomination. Best Urban Alternative Performance. I know it's kind of cliche to ask, but how did that make you feel?
It was amazing, and it still is amazing. It's just such a huge validation of all of the hard work and sacrifice that I've made, that my family has made, that people I've worked with have made, and it's a real just invigorator, because now I'm even more dedicated to growing and getting better and letting go and sinking in deeper. So I'm so inspired by it, and I know that opportunities are being opened for me, and that all I have to do is just stay faithful and continue to work hard and trust God.
Do you have a message for other indie artists out there who are just trying to make it?
I would say believe in yourself with all your heart and know yourself. really get to know yourself as an artist and as a person, and be your first best friend and believer. There are going to be so many people who come in and out of your life, and some of them will be genuine and some of them will be trying to get something from you. And the best thing that you can do as an individual and as an artist is to really be there for yourself, so that when all of these changes come, when all this upheaval comes, you're the first one there to ground yourself and give yourself a sense of perspective and faith and confidence, regardless of what accolades you get or don't get. The important thing is that you believe in yourself and that you're always pushing yourself.
Let's talk about your performance. How do you prepare for a show?
Well, I try to. Well, first of all, it's important that I feel like I look the part, because I am on stage and I want to feel different than I do in my regular life. So I rely on people who give me good advice on styling and makeup. And Kathy Eastman is a woman that I work with, and she's amazing. So I turn to her to give me a little extra oomph, so that I, have the confidence that I need to have on stage. And then mentally, I really try to just quiet down and remove myself from the situation, so that I'm not immersed in all of the drama that's happening, and I can just get into the quiet place in my mind, so that I know why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I want to try to communicate, what I'm feeling at that moment, and to try to be as in touch with that as I can, so I can communicate that to people around me. So as long as I'm honest and in touch with myself, then it will be a good show. If I'm sucked up into what's happening around me, or thinking about the crowd or the sound or the chords, then it's not going to be in the moment and genuine. So that's my process, is to really just make sure that aside from the actual set itself, aside from the preparation of the actual show, and aside from the preparation of how I look, to just be in the right mindset, that I can really let all of it go and try to give people something special and genuine.
Video My Love. What made you make that song?
Well, I was really just saddened and shocked by the prevalence of domestic violence still in our day and age, and among every class and community of our world, really. And it's this issue that particularly affects Black women and Ethiopian women, and I really wanted to speak on it and to let women know that this is not tolerable, and that there are options, and that our loved ones in our life are really the ones who can remind us of who we are when we're stuck in a situation where we can't see straight. And that's what a lot of these women are. I mean, they're in love, or they've been brainwashed to believe that this is all that they can, this is all that they're worth, or they're terrified. It's usually one or the other. So, the song was really a call to loved ones of women who are being abused, to recognize the signs of abuse, and to be the first lines of defense and reminders to these women of who they are, what they're worth, and that they don't have to suffer in silence. So it's an age-old story, but I wanted to tell it in a different way for a modern time, and to hopefully inspire a new generation of women to be strong and get out of the situation that they may be in.
And where can people get the album?
They can get it on iTunes, they can get it on Amazon.com, and they can also buy the full CD on cdbaby.com. It'll ship right out to you in like 2 days. And it's also available at select mom and pop shops across the country, and they can go to my website or to my MySpace page, myspace.com/Wayna Music or Wayna.net, and find a retailer near them.
That silently will burn. Billy, see how you beat me so. Billy, promise to protect me though.